In this presentation, we will cover some basics of bio writing for adoptable animals. Adoption bios can take many forms, including social media captions, descriptions on adoption sites like PetFinder or Adopt-A-Pet, or printed sheets near adoption kennels. It's no secret that bio writing can be tricky. How much information should you share? What should you avoid? What format should you write in? We will cover each of these topics in this presentation. There are several different formats you can use when writing an adoption bio. You can use them separately, or you can combine some of the techniques. First-person bios can be written from the pet's point of view. They are a great way to help the reader connect with the pet on a personal level. The pet talks in the bio and uses I or me to refer to themselves. Third-person bios are written about the pet from the writer's point of view. Generally, these types of bios do not use I or me, but rather he or she. Interview bios are written in a question and answer format. They can be a great tool, but should be used thoughtfully. This style may not be the best fit for all situations and may not share enough information. Storytelling bios can be written in the first-person perspective of someone that knows the pet well. For example, a foster may tell a funny story that highlights a unique part of the pet's personality. Humor is sometimes used to help get attention for pets that have traits that make them very difficult to adopt. Humor can be worked into any adoption bio to lighten up the mood. The first few sentences of your bio need to convince the reader to keep reading. They should be unique, upbeat, and attention-grabbing. Use plenty of descriptive adjectives in your first sentence to set the tone of the bio. For example, gentle soul aged to perfection for your napping pleasure, or playful, fun-loving adventurer. Stay positive. While it's tempting to weed out committed readers by focusing on negative behaviors up front, this can often make the pet's problems seem far worse than they really are. It's best to focus on the positive traits first. As a rule of thumb, every bio should list twice as many positives as negatives. Don't let a pet's sad background overshadow their personality. End with a call of action. Spell out exactly what you would like the adopter to do when they finish reading the bio. Make sure the call of action is simple and straightforward. Something like, click here to apply to adopt Angel. Stick to the facts. While it's tempting to try to fill in the gaps with assumptions, don't jump to conclusions about an animal's past. We're not doing them any favors, and in some cases, we're reinforcing stereotypes about shelter animals or breeds. Avoid these traps by sticking to what you know. Include their name. If your pet only has a number to call its own, adopters will feel less connected to the bio. Even if they plan to change it later, a name goes a long way. Make it unique. It's easy to get stuck in a routine that causes your bios to look the same. Take a moment to think about what makes this bio special. Even litters of puppies have their own personalities. Interview shelter employees or fosters to get more information. Update each listing. As you gain more information on a pet, make sure to add it to their bio. Outdated information or photos can be misleading if they are no longer accurate. If the bio is not getting any attention, try changing something up. Use a foster questionnaire. If you're writing a bio for a foster pet, ask the foster some questions about the pet or interview them. This will give you all the information you need to write a great bio. You can also use direct quotes. Use resources. There are tons of resources available from organizations like HeartSpeak and ASPCA Pro. Even a simple synonym search can help you come up with some great descriptive words. Here are a few things to avoid when writing an adoption bio. Don't focus on the negatives. While you shouldn't omit important information, start with the positives and incorporate negatives toward the end. Some things might be something that needs to be a discussion with an adoption counselor and not be shared directly in a bio. Don't use words that may turn off regular adopters. Avoid terms and phrases that evoke sadness and helplessness, such as death row, urgent, running out of time, or graphic descriptions of past abuse. You want your audience to feel empowered and excited about the pet's future instead of dwelling on the sad past. Don't include an expected euthanasia date. While euthanasia may be real, this can villainize the shelter and takes the focus away from the pet. Don't include negative comments about previous owners. This method might intimidate potential adopters and make them feel as if they might be slandered if they aren't a good fit. An empathetic approach is best. Don't leave it blank. Even a small sentence of information is better than no information. Don't use abbreviations or industry terms. Terms like HW+, TNR, UTD are not well known by the public and can confuse potential adopters. We may know that means heartworm positive, trap neuter release, and up to date, but that might not be common knowledge. Don't use all caps. Using all caps gives the impression that you are screaming at the reader. Think critically about your phrasing when writing your adoption bios. Avoid closing the door on potential adopters by placing general restrictions such as no kids. This casts a very broad net and could filter out potential adopters that may actually be a good match. Instead of describing what you don't want in an adopter, describe what you do want. For example, a bio might read, "I need sturdy kids who will enjoy my excitement and energy." This might catch the attention of a family that is very active with children that are already familiar with high-energy dogs. Additional resources on alternative phrasing can be found in the ASPCA Pro Animal Marketing Guide. Additional resources on pet bio writing are available from organizations like ASPCA Pro, HeartSpeak, Maddie's Fund, and Animal Farm Foundation. Thanks for watching, and best of luck finding homes for all of your fluffy friends.